Alright, hello everyone. Welcome. Alright, so I wanted to record this Saturday. To record this yesterday. And, unfortunately, I was very busy yesterday, so we're recording this Sunday, gonna edit it Sunday, so it's gonna be a quick one. I almost went into a combat mission with no weapons. Which would not be the first time I've done that. Also wouldn't be the first time I've, well, done it on purpose, but it's definitely not the first time I've done it on accident either. Let's take a lumens. It's been a while, and I think I've got a good stockpile of lumens magazines saved up here. Again, not too much to go over. I just really want to keep this up of doing a good keeping up and keeping regular with these, so that is the plan. Unfortunately, so there's some cargo grid bugs with Supply or Die, and one of them is that when you try and load your stuff onto the ship, it will just not spawn. And the only fix that I've managed to find is just keep trying. Just stow and unstow, and I don't know if there's any better advice. It worked for me one time, but unfortunately it's basically like 1 out of 2. And right now, it should have cargo in, like, cargo grid, which unfortunately means that I'm probably not going to be able to do the event. Cause, like, I'm not- oh my god. Goddamn wait times. How long does it take people to get out of the hangars? Like, seriously? I mean, like, it's whatever. But, it's like, goddamn. Also, I will say that the bug where I have to turn my weapons off so I can use my quantum drive, that hasn't been a thing for a while, I don't think. Sometimes I just forget to turn the weapons off, so I'm fairly confident in saying that, yeah, that is an issue I've not had, excuse me. And we're in the dark here. Lovely. Yeah, so I guess... yeah, there's not really too much to talk about. Did I talk about the Atlas Geo and the Golem and my opinions on them, or did I do that in a stream? I don't know. If I didn't, then, I don't know. They're cool. I'm gonna hate the fact that the Geo is, not gonna be in-game for a while, but, eh. They're not going to be available to purchase in-game for a while, because honestly that one, my entire experience with Supply or Die has been like, you know what, mining's alright. Maybe I want to do a little bit of mining. Of course, if the only way to get the resources I want for crafting, when that eventually becomes a thing, the only way for me to get those resources is to do ship mining, then I'm not interested. Because I don't want to make that much of an investment. And if I can just, like, recycle weapons and armor to make weapons and armor, that, I think, is a much cooler concept. Even if they are sub-quality. But yeah, and the Golem's fine. The only question I have with the Golem is price. This is insanely suspicious. Hello? Ah, there they are.
Target friendly.
Sorry, Mustang.
Target.
Oh, wow. Sorry, I need to focus so much as I use extremely, extremely asymmetric warfare on these fools.
Landing complete. Engines off.
My only regret is that I wasn't doing asymmetric combat in a, in an Intrepid. Anyway, I guess the two things that I really want to talk about this week, or this episode, is CitizenCon, and, well, CitizenCon, the possibility of CitizenCon, the possibility of not CitizenCon, and, I don't know, I saw a thing about, like, speaking of Volt Guy, I can't see who's shooting at me. No, I can. Oh, let's... Oh, we don't have cover. That is okay. This Gladius is good enough. I did see Volt Guy in a post on Spectrum. It. Gonna run to even more extreme range. Thing is, they're shooting at those Auroras, and that seems just a little odd to me, but I don't know. Not 100% sure. I can't really see anybody out there. So I heard rumors that CitizenCon was not happening this year. And, well, there were some mixed opinions about whether, like, oh, they should do a CitizenCon explicitly because of Squadron 42, or, oh, they shouldn't do a CitizenCon because they need to focus and nose to the grindstone on Squadron 42. And I don't know. I will say for one thing that, like, I don't know if, I feel like last CitizenCon I might have been like, hey, this is... I actually really like... I like this CitizenCon more because it just feels like all of the ISC content that they've... kind of feels like it was a really good ISC. Or the entire budget for the ISC went into just CitizenCon, I guess. and especially, like, you know, now with a much lighter content, which again is also probably nose to the grindstone on Squadron 42, which I can't complain about that. It'd be a little bit silly too, anyway. Okay, do we have anybody, like, really high up? No. Where the fuck? I like the Lumen. Completely forgot its name. I like the Lumen. I like the Gallant, but they're also like... I don't know. It's also nice, it's very nice against these unarmored targets. But also, I gotta say, I don't know, it was just like, I wanted to clear out my inventory, make sure everything was clean, and I was playing around with, you know, some outfits and stuff, some clothing, because I also, you know, did get a little bit of, I took a trip to Hurston. I can't remember exactly why. There definitely didn't, like, accidentally end up in Klesher and was just in the area, so I decided to, you know... Yeah, that definitely didn't happen. Definitely not. But I did get some Nova Core armor and stuff. Or some, not Nova Core, what? Duster's armor. A little bit, because actually it was a very laggy but very fun thing where there was like constant waves of Dusters just showing up and trying to murder me. Well, I was trying to specifically murder them for armor, so I guess, like, you know, I guess it's all fair. But, but yeah. And I was like, God damn, I really want Starware to be a thing. Be very nice if it was. That's not what I wanted to do. That is okay. What's I gonna say? Oh yeah, I think they could do... I would love to see like an online CitizenCon like they did years before, during COVID times. For one thing, they did the digital goodies pack for free during the online CitizenCons, and I mean, maybe it spoiled me a little bit because it was just like, ooh, free goodies. It's a good time to be happy about Star Citizen because I get free goodies and hear about development of the game. But yeah, it's yeah. And, you know, the last two CitizenCons, definitely digital goodies packs were, I mean, not that that's at all important, but, you know, I guess it's just one thing, right? Yeah. Oh, but yeah, I think, you know, I don't know. I don't think it's, like, okay, well, I want to say it's not less effort to do a online-only sitcon, but it totally is less effort. Like, I mean, just, like, from the sense of, like, you know, having, you know, going to a venue, making sure there's all that equipment and stuff, you know, they have ran online citizen cons out of their setup there that they have now, so, like, theoretically everything should be, you know, technical difficulties shouldn't be a thing. Theoretically. And, yeah. Not a lot of loot here. That is okay. But yeah, I feel like that'd be nice, especially because, like, I don't necessarily expect a lot of content, because again, this is the year of stabilizing, and it is just what, oh my god. Sorry, I may or may not have hit the button that adjusts my DPI, and I don't know, and now I'm terrified that I'm too sensitive. Yeah. I could see, like, I would love a Citizen Con that was just like, alright, so, you know, we kind of did a little bit of a rug pull. Because, I mean, like, I don't blame them for it, but, you know, it's like, hey, here's all this cool shiny stuff, and then, you know, like, 3 months later or whatever, they're like, so you know all the cool shiny stuff we showed? Yeah, we're actually gonna put a pause on that, and, just make the game more stable. Like, again, you know, it's like, yeah, it's fair. Just, still a little unfortunate. Oh, do you have any cargo in your Mustang? Where's the latch on your cargo grid thing? Oh, it's not unlocked. It's okay. But yeah, just something that was like, okay, so... And I would love a more technical breakdown of some things, just like, hey, alright, so we talked about, like, engineering. This is where engineering's at. This is some bugs that we're working through in order to, you know, get it running. Hey, here's Starware, here's some progress we made, and we just want to, like, throw together some outfits just to show you, like, how this works. Or to, you know, just show how this works, show what this looks like, you know, give you some ideas. You know, showcase some new weapons, maybe, like, get some, it'd be cool to have, like, some surveys of, like, hey, we have some ideas, what does everybody think? And even if it is, you know, one of the, like, the concept things where they're like, oh, we're gonna do basically everything that we show, but we just want to do a survey just for the sake of having an interactive element. And like, I would love that for ships and for weapons, honestly. But I do think that, like, overall, I'd be completely fine with no Citizen Con, although I do, like, yeah, if it had to be no Citizen Con or an in-person Citizen Con at a convention, I'd probably would say, yeah, I'd rather them take the time, take the effort, focus on Squadron 42. Because, like, Squadron 42 has to be not perfect, but not perfect, but it's gotta be good. And, like, if it's real good, then that's really, really good for Star Citizen. This is gonna be an unscripted thing, but I'm hoping... I have an idea of how I'm gonna tie in a few talking points. We'll see. I think it was a Reddit post. It might have been a Spectrum post. No, it was definitely Reddit. Where it was like... I'm gonna sneeze at some point here. It was talking about, like, streamers, or content creators. That sneeze is coming. Hold on. Oh. Sorry. Sneeze occurred. I don't know if I cut that. I hope I did. Sorry. So it was a thing about, like, content creators, and I was like, oh, yeah, so, like, content creators, like, just regurgitate the same points, the same opinions, or have these trash opinions or something. I didn't read the whole post, but it did get me thinking of, like, I don't know, like, how much do I there's a lot of good Star Citizen content creators. Astropub, Space Tomato, oh no, I'm trying to remember. Soul Citizen, although I haven't listened to too much Soul Citizen. I've watched Space Tomato, and I'm trying to remember the other guy who does a lot of, like, ship talks, or just does a lot of ship reviews, if you will. Talks about ships, the meta, current meta. Oh my god, now I'm trying to remember. there are others. Oh, Space Coder? Yeah, Space Coder also had... I've seen a few videos of his. So be careful not to shoot the turrets. That is not good if you do that. Oh. I don't know if having, like... I don't know if it would be good if the ship weapons had, like, a little bit of AoE. Because if they have AoE, that might mess up actual ship combat. But, like, just barely any AoE. That it basically is literally only for the purpose of, making it a little bit easier on air-to-ground combat like that. Oh, sorry. I have music going on, and it's I have the in-game music, which is also playing over the other music that I'm listening to, and that's slightly messing me up. Not really, though. I don't know, it's like... I don't know, I try to make my own opinions, I would say. Although again, I do listen to... Like, Astropub's the main one. Hey, Paul. I don't know, I don't agree with, I guess I don't agree with every single point he makes. But he also, like, I don't know, there's also a point of, like, some of these content creators who have been around for years, like, and have actually, like, talked with and have actual personal connections with CIG and stuff, and, like, I don't know, maybe that's, you know, worth something. Just maybe. But, yeah. I will say, oh. Well, I was gonna say that, Something also is listening to the latest thing that Astropub, the latest Captain's Table. It's talking mainly about ships. I found it funny, because at one point they were talking about, like, the age group of, you know, everybody who plays Star Citizen, and it genuinely can be, like... And he was like, it is weird to see, like, people in their 20s, and as somebody in their 20s, it was like, oh... Then, he mentioned something about, like, content creators, you know, who are... Like, it's wild to see, Star Citizen content creators between the ages of 18 and 25, and I'm like, oh, I'm not 25 anymore. Damn. I feel old now. But yeah. I don't know, I guess, like... I don't know what I said, if I mentioned before, about, like, the Wicklow stuff. The collector quests, which, like, we haven't seen what they are, so, like, there is subject to change. One of the things is, and again, it's subject to change with, like, how many resources there are, and what resources give you what things. And, you know, like, oh, if you want to have... So if you want to collect a Polaris, you have to go through Wicklow. It's not going to be only through Wicklow in, or Wicklow. No, it's Wicklow. They explicitly said that it is Wicklow. Not Wicklow, not Wicklow. Not Wickelo. Not Wickel with a silent O. None of that, It is Wicklow. I'm in a... Ooh. I'm just in a bad spot everywhere. Really. This is the most exposed I could be, good lord. Well, they've only got a few places they could go. You know, considering I was meaning to set up there and like create a zone of fire and a you don't, if you move here you die here kind of thing, kind of arrangement, that could have gone better. Sorry, Wicklow. So, like, I like the concept, definitely, like, oh, you have to go, you have to get these resources, and obviously some are easier than others. Looking at you, Pip's energy drink and torpedo burritos. But, you know, some of them, like, you need, specifically, like, you explicitly need to get, you know, like, things from the mine and a line event, or sort of like, and I guess for one thing, the mine and a line of, it's not an event, it's more of a sandbox activity, if you want to call it that, I guess. And like, for one thing, it's cool, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of like, it's not explicitly PvP, but it's like, it's one of these like, you know, theoretically, like it's an area of the game where a lot of players are going to congregate and going to be competing for a limited resource. So it's going to be like not always PvP, but it's going to be PvP. Which is fine. Except for I don't want to do PvP. It's just, it's never interested me really. Which kind of makes me feel like, oh, well, there's no real way for me to get a Polaris. I mean, that's not true. I can trade, I can buy the resources off of somebody, I mean, obviously I could do the thing, but if I'm not interested in PvP, then I'm not going to go and do it. Which, I don't, like, it's an alpha, this is the first implementation of this in particular, but I was also looking at, like, there's also other stuff, such as, oh good lord, we are bringing that helmet with us. I don't fucking care. I don't care what I have to do to make it happen. We're getting this fortifier helmet. That's probably gonna leave my inventory. Come on. Oh, we're so close. I have a bunch of C-54s, so it is fine. What do you mean? Oh, come on. What do you mean? I must have used... No. Oh, wow. It's gonna be angry that I haven't used that much ammo, but I'm like, oh, okay. Alright. I guess that's fine. I don't think I've been in every room yet. I also haven't figured out an optic for this thing, but that's okay. I really wish the loot was different, and that's a thing that I am curious how it's going to work in 4.1. Oh, and don't get me wrong, well, the thing is with the mine and align events is that none of them are around, like, it feels like R-Corp is explicitly, like, being ignored. And like, man, I hope there's one patch that is just a big old, hey, here's here's a shout out to all of the Area 18 dudes, all the Area 18 citizens. Because goddamn, do we need it? Yeah, and again, like, it's not the whole concept of it. I like it. I just wish, for one thing, I wish the Wicklow station, that there was a Wicklow station around Area 18, and barring that, it'd also be nice if there was some other faction that was associated, or some other faction thing happening around Area 18. It doesn't have to be Wicklow, it could be some other kind of collector or mission giver thing. That'd be fine. I don't know. I mean, you know, I couldn't think of any possible examples of a mission giver. I actually really didn't do anything with Twitch. Was it Twitch, Pacheco? Again, I didn't do anything with her, so like, aside from find her one time walking around the alleys of, you know, Area 18. But nah, yeah, I mean, I'll definitely check it out, and I'm excited to find whatever the fuck, I can trade in. I just hope that it's not, super crazy. What other things? No, I should just put a bunch of arc lights, just queue them up, but it's also not that big of a deal.
Engines on. Launch complete. Shields off. Landing gear up.
Yeah, I guess we can do a 890 mission. I feel like I have had some bad luck with these as of late, unfortunately. But it is what it is.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
I love it when my ship feels like it's trying to rip itself apart. This... Hang on. Okay, I need to come to a complete stop. It.
Shields on.
Gotta come to a complete stop. Get out of the seat. Is it just my UI? Oh my god, what? Alright, I just imagine the heaviest, just like, in the background, throw on some heavy metal. I can't, because then I'll get copyright claims. And I don't want that. But apparently we're just heavy metaling this shit. And, you know, I don't think I'm a fan, but also, it is what it is, I guess. I think they've spawned on the far side. Or there's just no ships for me to fight, which, I mean, I wouldn't say no to. Trying to think. Speaking of ships, I had a whole Starfield Galactic Guide where I was talking about Star Citizen ships, because the only thing to do in Starfield is to talk about Star Citizen, of course. I don't know, I've got some ideas. Some crazy ideas. I mean, I think probably the one of the things that definitely needs to be, hey, this is a thing I genuinely believe, is the... Let's see, there's the 404. I genuinely want a stealth variant of the 400 that is the 404. It doesn't need to be invisible like the April Fool's thing, but, like, come on now. I mean, like, stealth doesn't have any place in-game currently, but it would be really funny. It would be really funny to do that. And I would love it. I do think that having a reclaimer that's been modified to have, instead of the claw, you give it a railgun, or a makeshift craft-produced equivalent thereof. You know, whatever's most feasible. I do think that, like, having... So obviously we gotta have Titan suits, right? Eventually. Eventually we gotta get the Titan suits. Eventually, you know, some combat mechs. But also, like, definitely, like, hey, we're just gonna take this, Atlas power suit, cargo loader, or mining thing, and, you know, just take the stuff off and slap some guns on it, because you know, if you're telling me that a pirate would not do that, then I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe this will fix itself in EVA. Oh, there we go. Alright, I was like, you know, it'd be really funny if I did have to... Oh, jeez. Wrong way. This is not a great start to this. Just gotta remember, keep calm. Because if you rush, you're... I was gonna say bush, and I was like, no, that's just bush. I don't know what the correlation between rushing and being a bush is. I feel like that's, if anything, like the exact wrong connotation.
You know, I was just getting into this. Changing cover!
I thought that was a solid wall, but you never know.
I won't last long here. Move in position.
trying to think, was there actually like... Okay, so there's the 4 rooms, there's the bridge, and there's the engineering room. Was there... Could it also show up in the dining area? One way or another, it's gonna be difficult here. I think we got one more dude. Yep. Alright. Don't think... Oh, thank God. Yeah. I also can't wait for there to be more context or more, like, definitely one of the things, one of the most unfortunate things about how everything worked out is, you know, that we don't really have, like, the rep system that they wanted to do. Like, it was not nearly as built out as they, like, Pyro is a shell of what they wanted it to be. And it sucks. Where, like, the rep system is supposed to be, like, a big part of, like, making sure that the PvP isn't just griefing. Or whatever. I'm like, you know, again, I try not to get involved with the PvP. So, like, you know, I really don't have a great sense of, like, everything. And, you know, like, what is PvP, what is griefing? It's like, I don't know, dude. I mean, on one hand, I want to be like, CIG needs to go out and say, like, officially what is their stance on PvP versus griefing, or pirating versus griefing. But also, like, that's just a general thing. It's like, if you're trying to if you are literally doing everything in your power to, like, not actually play the game, but just to fuck over other people, that would be griefing. There's no, like, legitimate gameplay to it, and it's just trolling people, then it's griefing, and if it's not, then... but, you know, there's probably... It's a relatively simple definition for, probably a lot of potential scenarios. What the fuck?
Charge!
Okay, I definitely saw that dude in just, like, a white suit. And I was very confused. I mean, I didn't get a crime stat, so, like, I should have just assumed I was gonna be okay, but also, I was like, what the fuck? Also, I don't know why I put... why I stored the F-75 ammo. I mean, I know why, because it was just a move all, and I didn't foresee needing it. I don't have too many F-75s, just because, like, I don't go too crazy for the looting stuff. We'll say it will be exciting. It'll be exciting when I, like, actively choose to stay in Area 18 instead of going to Bikini Point. I might try that in 4.1, but I don't know. I also really don't know. Alright. So, the two systems I'm interested in, I'm sure I've mentioned, are Fora and Vega. Because, like, there are some other interesting systems, definitely, but, like, the systems I want to mainly do stuff is, it's got to be one of those two. Fortunately and or unfortunately, one of those systems is a lot closer. I'm sure I've mentioned there's a map that Jail made. I can't remember exactly what his username on Reddit is, but it's Jail something.
You screw.
And oh Jesus Christ. Wait a minute. Did I not? No, wait, I didn't. Shit. I didn't get rid of my ammo. It just didn't load. Also, I wouldn't be able to do this normally. I'm just realizing. This would be an advantage of ballistic weapons. If only they had fully fleshed out the thing. Also, is there somebody up here? Probably. I don't see him. Oh! Oh! I must have, like, downed them, but not actually fully killed them? Interesting. Oh yeah, but I don't know. So, like, I want to say that Nyx is going to be a very interesting system, and I'm going to try Nyx out when it comes out. I have no interest in Pyro. Like, every system is going to act a little bit differently. There's going to be a play space for everybody. I just don't know if Nyx is going to be how crazy Nyx is going to be. It might be just as PvP focused as Pyro. It might be, I don't know, they could have some things in place that, like, yeah, like if you go too crazy with, like, PvP stuff, like, yes, it's a lawless system, but they don't encourage PvP. I don't know how, but they couldn't. There's going to be some way that they encourage that. And I can take a core. If I can take a Clash core, I'll take a Clash core. Oh, and I'll take a Butcher helmet. And one of the suits. I can't take a submachine gun, but that's okay. If I can take a Stitcher core, I will, but not now, in generally speaking. So what do you mean Cargo Bay 1? What the fuck? Yeah. Oh, let's maybe reload my light machine gun here. That might be good. What was I gonna say? It's just a shame that Vega and Fora are not going to be, like, in 1.0. I still think that they might... I still think they might, change their stance and, like, oh, well, like, the features are taking a long time for 1.0, so we're gonna hold off on that So we're gonna like hold off on 1.0, and by the nature of like, well, we're not gonna stop making content. We're not gonna stop doing content. And just by the nature of the beast, they end up with, you know, like 6, maybe 7 systems. It depends. It depends. Especially now that, you know, they've, you know, year of stability and all that. Which I don't know. Maybe it's gonna have a substantial effect on system progress, or maybe it's not going to have any impact at all. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I like, Stanton seems nice, but I think probably by the time that 1.0 comes out, like, I'll kind of want to be done with Stanton. We'll see, though. Terra seems like it would be too safe. Although, you know, it might be a good place to start out. Castra also seems like it might be too... maybe not too safe. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah.
Shields off.
Like I say every time, I am, you know, going to be streaming this. If you're watching this when it comes out on Sunday, I'll be streaming over at twitch.tv/Rylu with an underscore. And, yeah, I guess, if you, you might, well, you might, I might open the stream on this I'm probably gonna do a couple missions, before, I sit down and edit this, so, yeah. Until next time, have a good day, great day even. Chowskis.